YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Crypto Jake. I'm at you with another J Talks Crypto. Oh, this light is terrible. This light is terrible. We wanted to go live today, guys. Going live. We're gonna talk about it. We're talking about the whole market. You know we are. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of time to jump on in here. And I'm gonna pull up some of these charts while we do that. Also gonna share this live stream over on Twitter. This is my second live today, so getting more frequent on doing these lives. It's muy importante. But let's get some of this stuff pulled up also. Okay. Let's see. Welcome. We're just getting over here. We're going to talk about some of this crypto market. I really want to just go live again today because just trying to get more active on these live streams. I've been talking about going live, and so again, we're gonna do that. So as you guys could see, market cap right now coming in at 3.29 trillion right now, right? Fear greed index coming in at 55. Market's looking volatile. Gotta let you know too before we get into everything that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just the homie Crypto J. We just talk about cryptocurrency, but at the end of the day, you got to go out and do all your necessary research on this stuff. Do not just buy things that you see on YouTube, right? I'm just sharing this over on Twitter. I'm getting started right now. I think a lot of people watching the fight also. I was going to watch the fight, but then decided not to. I could just go downtown right now. I'm in LA, so I could just go downtown if I really wanted to watch a fight. Go watch the fights go downtown, right? But let's talk about the market again. Total market cap coming in at 3.29. Fear greed index coming in at a 55. The market's starting to break down a little bit, right? On a Saturday. Are we surprised? I'm not very surprised. I already kind of expected something like this to happen. Now we haven't fully had a breakdown yet. You can see 105 still, still holding on. Still has a little life in it. This light is really bothering me. It's all up in my face. This light is all up in my face. But yeah, you guys can see 105 right now. And starting to, again, create this rising wedge on the 1 month. Not so hot. This is not looking super hot. Again, we saw this rising wedge form here, drop down, found some kind of double bottom here, create another rising wedge, and then again, is it starting to break down? We got shoulder, head, shoulder forming here, just like looking not good. You can see too, South Korea President Lee taking the necessary steps to reform Bitcoin cryptocurrency laws and blah, blah, blah. That's awesome. We got South Korea on board. We got China working against us, but we got South Korea, I guess, working on regulation to get Bitcoin more mainstream. As you can see too, this guy's saying he's bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin keeps going down slowly but surely. Yeah. Great observation. That's something that, again, I've been talking about on the channel, is that we're creating lower highs in this situation. And this is kind of not very good if you're long on Bitcoin, if you feel like you want to see a pump off of this level here. Just because, again, we've seen a lot of rejection already every time. And then now, again, creating a rising wedge. Just not looking good going into Sunday. So making me feel like, again, maybe these markets might start to see a dump. Let's see what the rest of the market cap is looking like right now. Right? Check this out. You can see here that same thing, same type of situation. We could see probably a big sell-off down to like this 3.1 trillion range, I would expect. Fear greed index coming in at a 55 right now, but again, I just feel like we need to see some more sell-off. Just too many things telling me that we're going to probably see a sell happen tomorrow. Hasn't been much today, right? But you could just kind of see every time that we go into this green and drop down into the yellow, it's an indicator that maybe we might need to see a retest, right? I want to check out some of our other long-term indicators too on Bitcoin, just because I don't think that this is the top one. I just want to buy that. I do believe in the stock to flow chart. I think that this is a solid model. It has held true. Again, it's just an indicator. These things can be wrong. Some people think that, this is not a good indicator, but you can see every time that we've been in this red zone here, it has been a zone of accumulation. We were talking about it even when Bitcoin dropped down to 55K. I was saying like, hey, we're in this red right now. This is not really looking like the end of the cycle. It's actually looking like an accumulation zone. Been kind of saying that. Right now, I feel like this right here actually really reminds me more of Trump's last term, like right here, right? Similar thing. Doesn't our cycle look very similar, right? We go green and we get blue, red, orange, yellow. Same thing, green, blue, red, orange, right? Consolidating right now. Starting to get a little bit yellow, but at the same time, we have not had a blow off top to our cycle. Just like every other time, we have had a blow off top at the end of our cycle. So again, I just don't feel like this could be probably the end of our cycle. I think we sell more upside, but that can always be wrong. The markets are always speculative, but again, these are just some indicators that I'm paying attention to. Fear greed index, we've been talking about it, right? Let's see what it looks like over here as a chart, right? Are we going to start seeing this thing have a retest of this orange, or can it continue on? Is it going to see a breakdown pretty soon? It kind of looks like it needs to see a sell, right? It's kind of, when it's done this, it, needed to see some sell action, same type of thing. It's went yellow, green to yellow, same thing, green, yellow. You kind of see sometimes that could be an indicator that it needs to see some sell off, same thing like green to yellow over here. Maybe a sign that just a little bit too greedy, right? I do look for the cheapest prices possible. That's why I say I like the dollar cost average. I like when the fear is high, but the greed has been just kind of high lately, and that's what we've been talking about on the channel really for now weeks, talking about how fast our greed was moving and the fact that it's just a little too high. Also want to check out this pipe indicator. Oh, interesting. Interesting. First time I've seen this in a minute. Oops, let me reverse this. So our moving averages here, you can see this is our 350-day moving average and our 111 moving average. Interesting, right? We're moving pretty high above this 111. I think we might need to see a retest of this 111 moving day average. I'm starting to think that. And that would be about 92,000 Bitcoin. Possibly, right? I mean, doesn't it kind of look like in this situation we might see a retest of this zone based off of this chart? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this thing turns around and, but again, that's interesting. Very interesting there, right? Indicator also, right? It just looks very similar to 2016. Same thing. Trump's last presidency. See how the blue line just kind of runs through test that 111-day moving average, which again, we've done plenty of times. The Bitcoin had a massive run up, blow off top to our cycle. I just don't feel like we've seen that yet. We've watched Bitcoin now go from 15K all the way up to like 105. But again, it just doesn't look like, based off of prior things, that this is necessarily the top to the cycle, even though some people think otherwise. Another one I like to use is this beam indicator, right? You could see very similar to Trump's last presidency, 2016 to now, right? Or to 2016 to like 2018 or whatever. You could see just how the price moves. We go into this orange zone, we consolidate. This is exactly what I said would probably be what we see. You know, us get into this orange zone and consolidate. We just tend to do that, right? This blue to red, and then we get into orange, right? Same thing, blue, red, orange, and then hopefully we could see something similar, I think, hopefully to this, right? That would be a beautiful thing. Hopefully we don't see a shoulder, head, shoulder form here and this like drop down or something like that. That would make really this indicator not very good. Some of these indicators have just been like good, so I don't really question most of them. The RSI also, relative strength index, just tells you how much volume we're getting in the market, right? Maybe we're creating some kind of a bull flag here if we can continue going up, or again, maybe we're going to start seeing more like a shoulder, head, shoulder, and this thing start to correct down, head into some levels of fear, right? Lack of volume or whatever you want to call it down here on the RSI, but that could be also a possibility that could happen right there. So, but those are just some things that I feel like I'm paying attention to. Long-term indicators, I'm always zooming out in these types of situations because, again, market's going to be volatile and Bitcoin is going to do whatever it's going to do. You can't really control the market. I can just kind of watch the indicators and just kind of try to gauge entry points. At least that's what I'm doing because, again, I'm dollar cost averaging. I'm somebody who's long on this space. Not just here to gamble. I'm here to invest. So, again, I'm just looking for this stuff at a cheaper price. But I do think that some cheaper prices are probably more than likely going to be on the way. Some of these coins are holding up better than others. Ethereum right now only up 1%, right? But also starting to just break down, right? We had this long sideways movement. Really, all of May has just been really a lot of sideways movement for Ethereum, and then now we're dropping down, creating again another rising wedge. This is just not looking very good for Ethereum. Hey, what's up, Haley? I just seen, or Harley. I'm sorry, I just seen you in here. Oh my God. But let's see what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin can make a recovery, right? Maybe we have some kind of a bull flag forming here too on Ethereum. That would be nice to see. But again, I don't know. It looks like Ethereum's starting to break down. If I had to bet on Ethereum, I'm probably not going to be long on it right now. I would probably be putting in a short right now. Just in the short term, again, I don't think that the cycle is completely over, but I think that June will more than likely be red just based off of this weekend. And a lot of these coins are just looking really bad. Solana looking like it's starting to break down, create, again, that shoulder, head, shoulder that we talk about. We see it play out a lot, right? There's a shoulder, head, shoulder right here, drop down. Same thing could happen here, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. Could see a retest of some of these lower levels. Yikes. But again, can Solana make a recovery, or does it need to see a deeper correction? This thing is looking bad. Solana's looking really bad. Oh man, this thing is probably gonna take a decent size hit tomorrow. You can see it's forming a wedge. It's probably gonna more than likely see a retest. I think it's gonna be down like 11% probably tomorrow. Today is down 3%, but again, this rising wedge is breaking down. If it doesn't pick up some volume, it's probably gonna again do this sideways trending, create this other shoulder, and it's gonna see a retest. That's what this guy put right here. He put that it's gonna see a retest, but he put that it's gonna double bottom down here and it's gonna retrace back up. But honestly, hopefully, I mean, if you're long on I don't know, this thing could go pretty down. based off of this, to be honest with you. Man, this chart looks horrible. Totally cooked. The market is cooked. Solana is cooked. In my opinion, Solana is going to see a big sell-off probably tomorrow. Probably as the market starts to correct down. But maybe, again, maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. But let's see. Let's see if Solana's down like 5 to 10% tomorrow. Let's say 5 to 10%. That's just, again, I guess. I don't know. The market could, make a recovery tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think that Solana more than likely is going to be down like 5 to 10% tomorrow. Some of these other coins too. Interested to know how they will play out. Let me know too what kind of coins you guys want to check out. So I said, you think like 30% on altcoins if Bitcoin dumps? I think that, let me see, right? We'll check on the market cap, kind of see what would be a possible retest. Man, depends, right? I mean, if we really want to drop down, maybe we could even see a retest of like this 2.9 area. There's a lot of money that could come out of altcoins. So again, and that's assuming that we're able to make some kind of a bounce off of that range. It's not looking good. Again, it's looking like the trend has already kind of turned over. But again, they're gonna want to make it look like that. They're gonna pump it when you least expect it, and they're going to dump it also when you least expect it. A lot of people very bullish as we reach the top right now, but again, we have a lot of uncertainty. A lot of uncertainty, right? We got China banning Bitcoin, we got civil unrest, we got Eloning, I don't know. We got in LA right now, again, we got riots. We got riots. I could go like 30 minutes and go get some crazy stuff, some crazy footage. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll go out there and go get some crazy footage. What do you guys think? Should I go out there and go get some crazy footage of LA? Or should I not? Maybe I just shouldn't. But as you guys could see, Bitcoin starting to break down here, right? Creating this shoulder, head, shoulder. Can it hold or can it not? I'm a little bit leaning on the fact that we might see a retest of some lower ranges. But at the same time, maybe we have a cup and handle forming here. I don't know what's going to happen, bro. I really don't know what's because if Bitcoin needs to correct, how far down is it going to correct? And if the fear greed index needs to correct down more, if it does correct down more, how low would that send Bitcoin, right? Maybe again, look, right? I'm thinking that we're going to see another retest, probably this orange. I more than likely think that. And again, at least this is just an indicator, but I don't know. Maybe. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that we're going to see some sell-off, or are you guys long on it? We'll check out some Toshi too. For show. I know you guys like you some Toshi. We could check that out. We will check out Toshi. Interesting. Yeah, so the goal now, I got to get on a better schedule of going live, but I'm trying to go live a lot more often. But yeah, I do think that probably altcoins would bleed for probably 30% if we ended up seeing more of a correction, which is definitely a possibility. But again, anything's a possibility, right? Talk about some Bitcoin as well while we wait for Toshi to load up. A lot of news around Bitcoin right now. Let's see what else has been going on with Bitcoin. U.S. codifies strategic Bitcoin reserve via new legislation. Been a lot of legislation around Bitcoin. Strategy stock sales target 979 million for Bitcoin. Interesting. That's kind of crazy. What else? What else? What else? What is the latest out of Bitcoin right now? Always something, right? Somebody says Bitcoin. It says Bitcoin holds 104K for the 5th week. Chart repeats 2023 cycle. Interesting. So they're thinking again that we're not at the top yet. Some people thinking that they're thinking the target for Bitcoin is 100K. I think that that's pretty reasonable. I definitely think Bitcoin needs to see a retest of 100K. More than likely, we're going to create a wedge here. Again, we're not breaking out. We haven't had a confirmed breakout yet. So I'm thinking that we create a wedge here and see more than likely a retest of 100K. What do you guys think? You guys think we're going to have a retest of 100K, or do you think that we're not? You can check out some altcoins too. While we're at it, some of these smaller cap coins, a lot of people want to see some Toshi. So we'll talk about Toshi's chart. As you guys can see, coming in at 216 million right now. See how this thing is going. Pull up some of these indicators. All right. And pull up the RSI. Just to kind of see where we're at. Again, still sitting in the same zone. We got to see a good solid breakup out of or above this top zone here. You can see we've had a couple of rejections now. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but still holding in this range the past 4 hours, really all day. It hasn't really broke down too significantly. Just seems like these guys are not selling. So I don't know. That could change. Maybe the market will shift in the past 24 hours. It is up 1%. Not seeing a ton of volume right now, but again, not looking totally cooked. At least it's still holding some support. Can't say as much about the rest of the market. The market's looking pretty undecided right now. Across the board, Bitcoin especially coming in at 105. This thing is looking heavily volatile right now. So maybe we'll even see a breakdown on Bitcoin, possibly into the night. This morning I woke up and then Bitcoin was at 106. And then I did a couple things, came back, and then Bitcoin was starting to break down. And I was like, it's going to break down. But I don't know that for sure. Again, anything can happen. It does look like we're starting to reverse trend now here. This thing looks like it might see a breakdown. It's not very likely that we're going to see a breakout just based off of the lack of volume that we're seeing. And again, this thing is breaking down. So I don't know. I think Bitcoin's probably going to see some sell-off tonight and then probably tomorrow some more sell-off too. But again, I'm patient on it. I don't think that this is the top of the cycle. And we'll see what will happen, guys. We'll see what will happen. There's that Bitcoin is headed down. Yeah, I think Bitcoin is probably headed down, but just for a short time. I don't think that it's going to be headed down for a long time. We could still have a cup and handle playing out here. That would be pretty solid. Again, we could also have a double top, right? We saw a double top form over here. Maybe possibly another double top here. This is something that we've been definitely talking about on the channel and paying attention to. And, you can't rule it out as a possibility. I always tell you guys things that can happen. At the end of the day, you got to go with your gut or do your research, whatever you got to do. But, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just kind of telling you how it is right now, what it's looking like, right? As you guys could see, chart's starting to break down a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm still, again, bullish on 2025. I already gave my prediction earlier that the market would probably see a comeback. I said this back in March. I said probably the market will see a comeback closer to July. So it'll be interesting to see if the market really starts to make a rally in July and June is, a bad month. I thought that we were already starting to see a comeback really fast. Again, I've been watching this fear greed index every single day, and I watched it shoot up. I just felt like it was just way too fast. And so I don't know how long a correction like this is going to take, right? Like you could see, like when we went from this, heavy sold and we have a shoot up into the green, too fast, sometimes we'll see some chop, like it hasn't really been, I mean, right here, we went from green, had a little bit of low, we touched the yellow, right? And then we shot back up. But look, right here, we touched extreme fear. Like this has not been seen since like earlier in 2023. So this right here is also an indicator that maybe the market is a little bit cooked right now. Um, Again, we might see a little bit more sell-off before we see those levels of extreme greed, which I think would be good. I think that that would be necessary. It would kind of drag on this cycle a little bit more. And again, we still got a long time under Trump right now. He just took office in November, so we'll see what happens. He's making some bold claims about cryptocurrency and all kinds of stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I don't know. I don't get to make the rules. I just hopefully can make some money in the game, right? Just like the rest of us, guys. We all just trying to make some money out here in this dirty game. But let's see some of these other bigger coins too, like XRP. Check out XRP. This thing has just kind of been not moving, right? I mean, I made a video in March talking about, man, if XRP drops below $2, this thing has not dropped far below $2. It's really just been going sideways in this range. So like I said, look at this since December, XRP just like sideways. The highest it went is like $3 and 320. You know, but this thing is also at 128 billion market cap, so it's going to take a lot of money to move something like XRP. And again, if the market's just not feeling crypto right now, they might not be looking into the XRP, even though XRP is the #1 search cryptocurrency. It's the #1 across all the platforms. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. Maybe it's to the upside. Yeah, I mean, it could be. It's always an option that these guys want to do a fake out too. These fake outs do happen. I mean, if you look at the past month, it's been kind of crazy to be swing trading, right? This is why I say I don't like to swing trade. Like I talk about the trend and what can happen, but at the end of the day, like I don't like to swing trade because you're gambling, right? These guys are just getting liquidated left and right, right? The shorts and the longs. There's a back and forth battle and people just getting liquidated right there. So I'm just looking for opportunities in the market to be dollar cost averaging. I'm not looking to do no swing trading right now. To me, again, past month it's just been kind of whack for swing trading. I like to bet on the trend, and so like look at this, man. It's nasty. It's been really nasty. So I don't know. I think that it's going to be more shorts coming in, but it's going to be volatile. The 1 year chart is looking like more shorts, right? Looking like a breakdown. It's looking like a shoulder, head, shoulder. This thing is lacking volume. We're no longer in this uptrend right now, right? Even this uptrend, it wasn't very healthy, and that's why it created a wedge here, right? It created that rising wedge. It's real similar to kind of like the type of growth that we're starting to see happen here, right? We'll keep creating this rising wedge and then it breaks down. It's just looking like so manipulated, you know? To me, when the price moves like that, it's just like that just looks super manipulated. Like this pump right here, like what is this? But we've been dealing with a lot of that market manipulation, people dumping, pumping, all kinds of allegations of the market, people manipulating markets and stuff like that right now. It's absolutely insane. But we'll see what happens, guys. We're going to keep on covering it. Do want to see if I can catch the last fight. It's going to be a big fight. So I'm going to cut the live here. But I appreciate all you guys for watching. And I'll catch you next one. Peace. End stream. End stream.